and welcome to Living My Faith, the show where we spotlight those individuals that are really living their faith. I'm your host, James Fenimore, and today we've got a special guest for you. In fact, we've got two. Joining me, we have Jennifer Gligoric and Jason Oakes. Guys, how you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Oh, very
Great.
good.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. It's a real pleasure. So we start this show with one simple question. And Jennifer, I'm going to start with you. Jennifer, how are you living your faith?
Well, every single day. I work for a faith-based, it's a company, but there's a strong faith in it. So we literally just got off our first meeting for our day. And one of the things we talk about is our core values. So we have 5 core values. So it's grow or die, be the change, candor, actions are greater than intentions. And, oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay. Well, anyway, we have 5, and each one of us, whoever's in the company, gets one, and then we talk about it, and then a lot of it just rounds by faith. So every day we're centered in a core value of why we do what we do, so that we can stay focused on not just tasks to get through the day on a job, but also to the global reaching things for us in our lives and the value we're putting out to the world. So it's literally how I start every single day in what I do, even at my work. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Don't worry, I'm a professional, and sometimes I forget to introduce myself. So for people watching from your company, don't worry about it. Sometimes when the cameras turn on, you just forget things. Jason, you got the cheat sheet. You know the question that's coming. How are you living your faith?
Well, the Lord's been teaching me a lot about how to be grateful in the midst of suffering, as well as patient. Over the last couple of years, I've had 7 craniotomies. And that's been both in Billings and at Mayo Clinic. And thankfully, MRI is showing that everything's stable and well now. And but I have grown a ton over these last few years, and just grateful to be alive, grateful to be living for the Lord. And the other side of me is really diving into grammar and English and Greek grammar. And my last book deals with the differences in English translations and helping people understand why there's those differences there.
So explain that a little bit, Jason. Dive into that for me. How does that help people when they really kind of understand those translations?
Well, I think when they first encounter the differences, then it kind of has a troubling effect. Like what I thought the Bible is the Bible, and not even realizing a lot of people that the Bible wasn't written in English; it was written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And so diving behind those original languages and understanding that they're complex, just like our language is complex, and grammar is used in different ways, and the translators are doing their best. But they might come to some different conclusions. They might take some different grammatical paths. They might even be writing for a different age group. And so this is really to help people understand the Bible is reliable. They can trust it, but also understand what is going on with those differences.
Yeah. I have a community called the Heart Posture Collective, where we just help people get closer to faith. There's a lot of communities like this that deal with like self-reliance and self-determination to try to live out a better life. But for us believers, we know that's a recipe for disaster. We put God at the center of everything instead. And I do an apologetic series in that. And one of the things I was trying to tell everybody was when the King James Bible was written, we had only 31 sources that they found, not very long before that. Now we have over 2,000. So we're actually closer to Scripture today than we were when the King James Bible was written. So it's really amazing. So I commend you so much, Jason, for going and doing this work. I really appreciate it, because I know how important it is. And really there's people, and I'm one of them, that just feel so much closer to God when they really start to understand the Scripture and the meaning behind those words. Jennifer, we were talking before the show, and you guys have a really new and exciting product out that's really helping people. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you do and what this new product is?
Oh yeah. Well, I spent almost 20 to 25 years being a business crisis interventionist. So I would go into businesses that were on fire and I'd put everything out and get everything organized again, right? And so I made my way after COVID. I found a really great company and we helped doctors. And I had done a lot of work in doctor turnarounds. And so for the first couple of years that I worked with the team that I'm working with now, I took doctors through an accelerator when they would, in 4 months, I would 2 to 10x their business. But how I did it was just taught them how to be owners and better managers and build the right systems because they were taught to be doctors and to heal people. But being a doctor and being a CEO, those are two different mindsets, right? So as we were doing that, one of the things we did is we handled all their marketing. We had a call center that would help their front desks and set appointments and things like that. And then we would get patient testimonials from all of the doctors. We have over 1,000 clinics in the US and Canada. And as we did that, in the space that we were in, which is heavily wellness, kind of cash pay clinics, doctors that were pushing the envelope of having patients actually pay for treatments that worked rather than just give them medicine and stay, in that big pharma sort of, you never really get well, you just get put on a new medication, hamster wheel of pain. And there are certain therapies for chronic pain patients, especially people who have back issues and neck and torn ligaments and things like that, that really were just beating everything out. And so we said, wow, we could really help people. And again, we think about our core values every day. What else can we do? If you're not growing, you're dying, right? We've got to do this. And we're called, all of us are called to live to our potential. And what does that mean? It's not our potential, it's God's potential for us. It's like the greatest thing that all humans strive for, right? So we've got all this information. How can we take it to the next level? And we realize that there's a device that we thought we could develop that was based on all this research. And we did it. And it's a Hyperwave. It's a type of EMF shockwave device that when doctors use this for a pretty wide variety of painful conditions, it gets incredible results. So we still help the doctors. We help them with the back end of things. But now we're actually having a device and getting to show this to patients. And we have walls of testimonials of patients that have done it, have gotten their life back. So every day we're helping people who were told they're only going to have surgery or they're going to be stuck on medications, get out of that and be healthy again. And it's quite rewarding when you take those leaps of faith, but really it's not a leap of faith. You're just listening to that voice that God has given you, right? And you're like, okay, help me have clarity on what I'm hearing and the discernment to do it correctly. And when you're in a group of people that are doing that, it's really powerful. And so that's where we're at right now.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Jennifer, Jason, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been such a treat hearing both your testimonies and what you're working on, what you're working through. It's really incredible. I can't thank you enough for joining me today. It's been a real pleasure, and I want you to know all your information is going to be right below this video. So to get Jason's book, to hear more about what Jennifer's got going on to helping these patients, please, all their information's right there. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Jason and Jennifer, I'm James Fenimore. This has been Living My Faith. We can't wait to see you next time.